putting that pressure on the children to change the circumstances, which is unfair. Because you as the parents are the one who are supposed to make circumstances better, not for the child to turn around and make circumstances better for you.
As you can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you. But quite frankly, after making do for nearly 3 years now, I have nothing but a grateful spirit for the roof over our head. Generally, the instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? See, my perception is judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people. I would be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive that I might have judged a poor person based off their appearance. And like I said, I have learned a lot. I generally look like I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy. When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in 1 bedroom of some of these houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
Welcome back to the channel, beautiful people. In today's video, I just want to be focusing on a TikTok family that seems to be doing the rounds, that is trending for the fact that there are 6 going on 7 people living in a 1-bedroom house. Now, quick disclaimer, I'm not making this video for any hate to go to them. Okay, thank you. Now, in today's video, I just want to focus more on the principle of 6 going on 7 people, because she's currently pregnant and about to give birth. 6 going on 7 people living in a 1-bedroom house. And just talking on that particularly, I'm not going to be focusing on all the drama that's come out, that he's a deadbeat, that baby mama drama, he's not paying, that she smokes weed. I'm not focusing on all the drama. I'm going to skip that drama, just focus on the fact that there's 7 people living in a 1-bedroom house. Now, the first point I want to say is that this is rage bait, guys. This is rage bait. It's just the classic of somebody posting things on social media that will make people so upset that they have to talk about it, and that it's gonna give traction to their page, and that is exactly what she's doing. The reason why I can say this is rage bait, because going through her TikTok accounts, you can see that in her older videos, she was trying to make that kind of mom content, you know, the TikTok mom content, and the algorithm wasn't favoring her when she was doing that kind of content. But as soon as she turned into making content about how there's a whole bunch of people living in a small space and how they're trying to make it work, that is what got people upset, and that is what's bringing traction to her page. So she continues to do that. Now, you guys are just falling for the rage bait and you keep on making her famous. But I also don't have a problem with the fact that she's doing rage bait, because the traction that she's managing to create is getting more money into the house, and hopefully that will be able to help change their circumstances. The reason why I'm not so upset about this whole situation is because the reality is a lot of people live in such conditions where there's a whole bunch of people in a small space. So that's not something uncommon for me to see, because things are tough out here in the real world. This is the lived reality of a lot of people. There are many families that live in situations like this, and we are not doing anything so per se to change the circumstances of those people. But when it comes to somebody who just happens to show the fact that, oh, this is our living situation and this is how we live on the internet, now it's like, we're gonna come for you, how dare you do this. But in actual fact, this is the lived situation, the lived reality of so many people out there. So I just see this and I'm like, oh, okay, and I'll move on. But so many people just okay, it's fine. One of the things that people seem to be so upset about on the internet or on TikTok is the fact that she keeps on having more children, or they keep on having more children even though they can't really afford it. And that just goes back to a poor mentality, because even I agree with that point. Why do you keep on adding more children if you can't afford to take care of them? Like, that is so unfair to everybody in the situation, and the children especially have no say in this whole situation. So like, I'm in total agreement to the fact that if you can't have all these children, don't subject them to poverty. If you have something to do about it, don't subject them to poverty willingly. Don't do that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Going back to the point of saying that there's a lot of people that live in these situations, this is a more commonly an African thing. Now, I don't know if that's also what they would apply, the Jenkins family, if that's what they would apply in their own situation. But this is the thing that with African families, that, okay, we'll have a whole bunch of children in hopes that one of these children is gonna do something great and take us out of these circumstances, which ends up putting pressure on the children to succeed. Then you always hear, oh no, my child's gonna be at this, my child's gonna be at that, and the child hasn't even put any perspective into saying, yes, I actually want to be that thing that you're saying. So it just ends up putting that pressure on the children to change the circumstances, which is unfair, because you as the parents are the one who are supposed to make circumstances better, not for the child to turn around and make circumstances better for you. So this thing of having a whole bunch of children, especially for us as Africans, it's just a little bit problematic, because it's always done in hopes that somebody, somehow, one of my children is gonna do something and change the circumstances, and my child's gonna have a title, or even if you're lucky, my children are gonna have a big title and we're gonna be rolling up in these things because my child did something for us. No. Problematic. Another quick point that people were having a problem with, which is something that I didn't seem to agree with, because that's a little bit weird, especially in the African context, because so something that the people were saying is that the children are the ones that should be sleeping in the bedroom and the parents should be sleeping in the lounge or in the living room or the dining room, whatever you're gonna call it. That's something I didn't tend to agree with, because how is that gonna work? Like, especially in our African culture, the parents are always gonna have the room and us as the children, we're gonna sleep in the lounge. It's always gonna be like that. So I don't understand how the parents are supposed to sleep in the lounge. I guess for safety concerns, it's like, oh no, if somebody has to break in the house, the children are gonna be the first vulnerable ones. I can understand that, but how many times do people really break into people's houses? I really believe that parents should have, the privacy of the parents is a little bit, takes priority over the privacy of the children. I don't know if that's problematic, but that's just me. And also another concern is that people were saying, no, the children need privacy. And at that point in time, I feel like the children are still young. So privacy is not that much of a concern. Like, oh no, this needs privacy. Because the children seem to be like young children, like less than the age of 10. So privacy is not that much of a concern to me at that age. I also understand where people are coming from when they come to the whole thing of the parents having the room, because it's unfair that the parents have a whole bed, just the two of them, and then the children sleep on the floor in the lounge. So yeah, I get that, because that sucks as a child, where you are where there are so many of you guys sleeping on a bed, and then you just think about the fact that your parents have a bed for themselves. They can sleep like this, they can sleep like this, they can sleep on their back, they can sleep on their front, they can sleep anyway and they would be comfortable. Whereas the children are there, packed like sardines on the bed, unable to move. They're only allowed to sleep like so. They can't sleep on their back or on their tummy. They can only sleep on their sides because there is no space for the children to sleep. So that is a little bit unfair, but apparently now they've gotten some bunk beds for the children, which apparently might make the situation much better, I guess. So yeah, another thing people were saying is that the fact that, oh no, those children are healthy, those children are fed, those children are fine, that they don't know that they're poor. And let me tell you something, children know that they're poor. If you come from a poor background, you're gonna know. Because it comes to you like when your friends have money to spend at the tuck shop to buy chips on top of having lunch. They have money to go buy chips and you don't have no money to buy chips. And not only that, you look at your friend's lunch and they get to come with hot dogs, they get to come with sandwiches, with all sorts of things, and your lunch, if you're lucky, is bread and margarine. You know that you're poor. So on that point that children don't know they're poor, they know that they're poor. Let's not get it twisted. After watching other people's comments on this whole situation, they're really obsessed with the fact that people are giving her money. But I mean, what can they do? Like, what can we really do? The only thing we can do is give her money. So you people expect that she should say that no, she's impoverished, and then people don't give her money so that she can stay in the same situation. And so many people have come to social media to come and try and make their fortune. What is her problem if she comes to social media to try and change her circumstances? I guess the way she's going about it is a little bit wrong. Focusing more on the rage bait, which is not a good way to grow yourself, because you'll tend to trend for like a while, and just like trends on social media, people will forget about you. So you're gonna be trending for these couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then before you know it, no more traction will be coming to your page, and then you'll be back at square one. If she really wanted to grow and in a sustainable way that could eventually change her circumstances, the circumstances of her family, she should have come in a more humble approach, if I can say, in an approach that doesn't make people upset. Maybe come in approach of just giving realistic vlogs without upsetting people, because a lot of people live like that. So the fact that she's living like that, it isn't the problem per se. It's the fact that she just keeps on saying that she wants to add more people into that situation, i.e. having more children. And she's busy flaunting the fact that she wants to add more children, and that she keeps on saying that she wants to even add more animals to the situation. So yeah, that's just my summary of what's happening with that family. So yeah, if you like this video, please be sure to interact with me, because this helps my channel grow. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the nice things so that you can help your girl grow in her endeavors. Thank you for watching till the end. Until next time, bye.